I was at Dollar Tree and this pad caught my eye. Watercolor paper. It's acid free, heavyweight, ideal for wet media. Went, okay. And 24 sheets, 350 grams, 8 by 10. I thought, what the heck? It was only $3 for 24 sheets. So I figured, hey, let's try it out. Let's see if this works. I don't know, but for $3, what the heck? I might as well see how it goes. So let's try this together. So the first thing I notice is a little bit of texture. It's very thick. I wanted to pull one page up. It's a very thick page and the texture is nice. It's just a very light texture, not real toothy. And then the underside is very smooth, more like a hot pressed paper. So I thought this could be good. I don't know how it's going to take with the water because it's not 100% cotton, not at $3, of course. But let's try it out. I wanted to see how it goes. So I'm going to use watercolor as well as my acrylic wash. And let's see how it takes to the painting. Okay, so I'm going to start with using just watercolor, and roses are the thing I like to paint. So I will be able to get a good feel of how this paper works with painting roses. And I'm just going to use a regular Princeton round brush so that I could get a good feel and make a nice good size rose. So let's get painting with watercolor. Putting some paint on my palette here. And let's see how it goes. So first notice it's not spreading at all. Good or bad, I don't know. It does look like it is kind of pooling. This one not so bad, but it definitely has some pooling that I don't necessarily like. Especially like when you do leaves and you do the pressure and you'll get those wet spots like there. So that definitely, there is some of that. But as I make my petals, I am noticing a lot of that pooling, but overall, it really isn't that bad. It's still quite wet, so it's holding the water. So if I wanted to actually play, and let's see if I can drop in another color just for giggles and fun. I'm going to do yellow because I think that'd be quite noticeable. It's not soaking in the water like a 100% cotton would. It's not horrible. And for $3, I'm thinking that's not shabby. And I am using my nicer paints, which is what I use all the time anyway. So these are what I'm familiar with. You can really see it pooling. I don't know if you can see it in there. Yeah. So, I can really see the water move. But if I was just going to try something new, not for perfection, but just to maybe get a feel of how I would want something to come out, this could be a really good paper to just practice and play on. So now I'm going to use my acrylic wash, and let's see how it holds to that. I probably should have changed brushes. I'm just going to draw some lines. And gouache doesn't take the water quite as this does. So let's see what happens here. I think this would be fabulous for gouache. I don't really paint with acrylic paints, not like this. So, but I bet acrylics would be fine on here and work really, really well. I think your drying time is going to take a little while because I can see very damp and wet. Still a little wet. It's going to take a little bit to soak in. So I'm thinking a gouache would be great. It just says watercolor paper, and again, it's a nice thickness, 350 gram, 24 sheets. What the heck for $3? I think overall it's a win. Not something I would use in my professional, that I'd be framing and giving, selling. Cards for sure. So final analysis would be, I think for $3, this is a win for practicing or just doing some cards where you can cut it down to a card size, fold it, and just for fun, family or friends, this would be a good paper to paint with, probably using more of the gouache and acrylics, but then the underside is smooth so you can write your sentiments on the inside without ruining any pens and having all those bumps because of the texture. So in the end, Dollar Tree watercolor paper for $3. I say go for it. It's a good one just to practice and play with. And yeah, I might be getting more of this. Let me know your thoughts if you try it.